I have just finished This Inevitable Ruin, the 7th book in the Dungeon Crawler Carl series by Matt Dinniman. This book has plot and subplots coming out of your ears. You get lots of new information, lots of answers, but also so many more questions. This whole book is about the rejection of hopelessness, the rejection of this concept of the inevitable ruin. The inevitable ruin is the point at which you accept that something is a lost cause, and whatever you do beyond that point doesn't matter because you can't change the outcome, the point of no return which you can't come back from. And our main character, Carl, totally rejects that. He calls that hopelessness, and that no situation is truly hopeless, and that there's always something that we can do to change our fates. And that just meant so much to me at the moment, because I've just had my 40th birthday, and I was really hoping that by that date I would have raised the fundraising target for my life-saving neurosurgeries. And although I raised quite a lot of money, because it's such a large total, a large target, I'm still a long way off. And some people might say that my situation is hopeless. But like Carl in this book, I choose to reject that. No situation is truly hopeless. And there's always something that you can do to change the outcome, to change your fate. So this book actually meant a lot to me and was quite emotional, which I wasn't expecting because the level of the game that we're now at is the faction wars. And for quite a long time in this book, I thought it was going to be very one note. First, they were just building up the defences of their castles, their home bases, against all the other factions. And then once it all began, it was just fighting. It was fairly constant, and it was just in danger of being much for muchness. But thankfully, we did get those breaks, those quieter moments, more meaningful moments where Carl was just reflecting. So I'm not going to go through the plot because otherwise we'd be here forever. And by now, with all my reviews of the previous books in the series, you will have gleaned the general plot of this world. Even the people who are on Carl and Princess Donut's side, the NPCs and the previous crawlers that have come in to help, they all have their own motives and secret plans, which aren't against Carl and Princess Donut, but because of the secrecy, the lack of communication, they sometimes interfere in a big way with all of Carl and Donut's big grand plans to try and succeed in this level. There's just so much going on. Just in the prologue alone, there was so much new information and answers to so much of what I was asking in my previous review of the 6th book. So everyone on seeded planets, including humans on the Earth, have got a mini primal system in their heads the size of a grain of sand, and this interacts with the AI of the primal system of that planet that's in the centre of the planet. And the main things that are being mined are the humans, because the elements in the primal system in the brain sort of charges up as humans live their lives. And then the humans are harvested, and the way that they were built is that they were then meant to be fed to the AI in the primal system of that planet so that it was self-sustaining. But what's happened for so many years now is that these other species are mining the planets and the humans on them, and with these dungeon crawler games are mining those humans and taking them to feed the stable unconscious AI of the inner system, which keeps the people who live within that system alive for thousands of years. And there are two factions of these beings called residuals who are trying to stop this. So these two factions are at war. One side, under the apothecary, want to stop the cruelty of the dungeon crawl game because they say that the crawl is unnecessary. But I think they still want to harvest elements from the humans and teach the AI of the planet to feed off the people on their planet so that the system becomes self-sustaining. But I think the other faction of residuals wants to destroy all biological matter in the universe. So it's very much leaving me with the question of what are these residuals and what have they got to do with the AI? Are they the remnants of the primal race, maybe? Is that where they disappeared to? But what happened to them? How did they get like that? And Carl still has the sound of this river raging in his head, this torrent. And the thing that he thought was causing it turned out to not be the thing that was causing it. So we've still got that mystery. And then the ominous ending with that poem of when they think it's all over, when they think they are safe, that's when the hidden danger presents itself. What's coming? And I have timed it really well because the next book in the series is coming out on the 12th of May. So I have finished the 7 books that are available in this series just in time for the new one.